Everyone's been hacked by our mine.
Who's responsible for this? For the people?
Somebody knocked down the whole Minecraft server today for about 5 hours. Apparently, it's still down at the time that I'm making this video.
Now, what started as a small DDoS attack turned into a massive disruption in the Minecraft community.
DDoSing is one of the most common, well-known, and easy-to-execute forms of cyber attack there is. From a small web developer testing his servers to huge hacker groups and governments targeting some of the biggest websites in the world, they're also extremely versatile, and as a result, DDoSing has become very popular in the gaming world for quick and easy wins or even just to annoy other players. However, with the right tools and experience, some players can and have taken these attacks to the next level. And instead of targeting normal players, some of their sights set on huge servers and even Minecraft multiplayer as a whole. In this episode of Minecraft Uncovered, we will be diving into the history of DDoSing in Minecraft, the origins of notorious Minecraft hacking groups, and how basic attacks took down the largest game in history. I should probably start by briefly explaining what I'm even talking about. A DOS or DOS attack is when you send so much data to one server that it can't keep up, and it slows or shuts down as a result. DDoS is basically the same thing, only you send the data from multiple places or computers. DDoSing tools started being developed in the middle of 1998, but the first DOS attack happened over 2 decades earlier by a 13-year-old in an Illinois high school, which ironically is pretty accurate to the people doing it today. In terms of gaming, DDoS attacks have been going on for over a decade, and Minecraft has records from all the way back in 2010, just 1 year after the game was released. Now, even though DDoS attacks have existed on Minecraft for 10 years, they were never really significant. Other than the homepage going down in October 2010, DDoS attacks were limited to players and servers, and usually small ones that didn't have much or any protection. In July of 2015 though, that all changed. Not just one, but 2 separate hacking groups set their sights on Minecraft's multiplayer servers, and successfully shut down what was at the time the 5th most popular game in the world. We'll start with the first 2 of these attacks, which came courtesy of a group known as Hoek Squad. The name, if you're wondering, is a direct reference to High Orbit Ion Cannon, a DDoSing tool made by the infamous anonymous hacktivist group. Whether this tool was used by Hoek Squad is not known, but what is known is the craziness that occurred during and after the attack. I want to make a quick side note here. This happened 5 years ago, so like half of the Twitter accounts involved are just gone. There's not a lot of old pictures or archives from around the time either, and even when it happened, the group's involvement wasn't really well known. The only large mention of them was in a 30-second segment on a Drama Alert YouTube video. The story is far from complete, and I wish I was there when it happened, but the following is what I've been able to piece together after a few weeks of research. So enjoy. Our story begins on July 21st of 2015 with one of the first tweets from Hoek Squad's first known account, and it was a simple one announcing that they would DDoS any server they were asked as long as that person followed their account. The reasoning behind them taking down random servers for free is completely unknown, but if it follows in line with some of the more noteworthy gaming hacker groups like Lizard Squad, they may have just been taking down servers because they could. They didn't want fame or money, just something to do. Among the first requests were servers like MC Legends, Hive MC, Reactive MC, Sugar Realms, and Cosmic PvP. They ran a few attacks on the 21st, but it seemed to be mainly testing their capabilities, considering that the attacks on MC Legends and Furious PvP were relatively short. Furious PvP's owner was very vocal about the situation though, and he gave us an idea of just how much power Hoek Squad had. A lot. Furious PvP was DDoSed with over 200 million packets per second, and if you compare that to the largest DDoS attack of all time, Hoek Squad beat them by nearly 80 million packets per second. That is absolutely insane, unprecedented, and far bigger than any Minecraft server would have expected or been able to protect against. The next day, the real chaos began, starting with servers like Hypixel, Mineplex, CubeCraft, and the Hive. Within just a few short hours, they announced that they would be setting their targets on Mojang itself, and shortly thereafter, they were suspended from Twitter. They wouldn't let that stop them though, and minutes later, the entire infrastructure of Minecraft multiplayer was taken down. The Minecraft session and authentication servers were knocked offline, and the login and realm servers slowed to a crawl. The attacks lasted an excruciating 12 hours combined, and YouTubers and players across the world took to the internet with their complaints. Thousands of tweets, YouTube videos, forum posts, and more were created discussing the attacks, and even though most of these have been taken down by now, we can still see that there was a huge effect on the Minecraft community. Now, that's about it for the main DDoS attacks, but Hoax Squad's story goes on for just a bit longer. On July 23rd, the attacks had finally come to an end, and Hoax Squad, who I feel I should mention by the way, is only 2 people. It's not much of a squad really. Were planning their next attack on their new Twitter, @HoaxSquads, when the account was hacked by a player named Rise. Rise used a somewhat common tactic to gain access to the account. He used the forgot password option on Twitter to be given part of the email, he guessed the rest, and then when he realized that the email hadn't actually been created, he made one with the same name and stole their account from them. After this point, a lot of other accounts started to be made in relation to Hoax Squad, so it's hard to tell which ones were legit and what Hoax Squad actually did from this point on, but what we do know for sure is that on the 25th, they took down a few more servers, including Mineplex, MineSlam, and Fear PvP. They also set their sights on 2 Twitter accounts called Anti-HSH and Anti-HOIC, but I'm not sure what came out of that, if anything. They returned on September 13th of 2015 to DDoS Mojang servers once again, and that seems to be the end of the story. We haven't seen any attacks in recent years by Hoax Squad or either of its owners, and I don't expect that we ever will. Hoax Squad, whoever they were, will be lost to time. Now we move on to our second group, and it's one that you might have heard of before, OurMine. And yes, we are talking about the same team that hacked Google CEO Sundar Pichai's Twitter, Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter and Pinterest, Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's Twitter, which is pretty ironic, Wikipedia founder's Twitter, Netflix's Twitter, Marvel's Twitter, Sony president Shuhei Yoshida's Twitter, WWE's Twitter, HBO's Twitter, Game of Thrones Twitter, New York Times Twitter, Sony Music's Twitter, PlayStation's Twitter and Facebook, CNN's Facebook, WikiLeaks, Vivo, BuzzFeed, Facebook's Twitter, Drake's Twitter, Yahoo CEO Marissa Meyer's Twitter, NFL's Twitter, and half of the NFL team Twitters, and literally thousands of YouTube accounts linked to Omnia Media, Studio 71, and vidIQ, including Roman Atwood, Superwoman, Logan Paul, Guava Juice, iDubbbz, Levy is here, the Sideman, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie, frickin' PewDiePie, and so many more. If I were to list every single account these guys have hacked, it would be an hour-long video, and that is not even an exaggeration, so let's just keep going. Although the team has moved on to much bigger prey, they started off back in 2014 as a Minecraft group, making a fake website that looked like HiveMC to steal players' usernames and passwords. One short year later, they entered the DDoSing scene in a similar fashion to Hoax Squad. Very similar, in fact, so similar that the first attack from OurMine came literally 1 day after Hoax Squad finished its course in July. At the same time, outside of the Minecraft community, another team known as Lizard Squad had just taken down the Xbox Live servers. I have no idea why, but this was clearly a very busy time for gaming DDoSers. Anyways, the Minecraft servers were taken down in a very similar way to Hoax Squad, using a botnet to target the authentication and session servers to disable all online play, and it worked just as well. Mojang announced that they were fixing the problem, and the attacks stopped in the middle of the day on July 27th, although we have no idea whether it was by OurMine's choice or by Mojang's protection. They tried to attack the servers again near Christmas time, but they actually failed this time around, because Mojang had implemented a new form of security known as CloudFront, which was hosted by Amazon, and it seems to have done a pretty good job of keeping OurMine out. Interestingly though, just over a week earlier, a group named Our Team, who apparently were fans of OurMine, I'm not really sure on this one, were able to take down Minecraft servers on the 13th, 14th, and maybe the 22nd, and again, hard to confirm a lot of this since I, wasn't there. In fact, if these attacks did go through, they might have directly contributed to Minecraft's new security and OurMine's failures. Good job guys, really impressing your idols by screwing up their plans. So, that about does it for the large-scale attacks on Minecraft servers. Although we've seen a bit of downtime in the years since, nothing on the levels of Hoax Squad and OurMine. However, there is still one more thing that I'd like to talk about, one of the most well-known cyber attacks of all time, and it originated from 3 college kids in Alaska who wanted to make a quick buck off of Minecraft. Yes, that is right, I'm talking about Murray. The story is all over the place, but the short version goes like this. The three guys created Murray with a very simple but smart idea. They would search the internet for devices like smart TVs, refrigerators, watches, baby monitors, doorbells, speakers, and more. Since very few people ever thought to change the username or passwords on these, Murray could use the default login and gain access to whatever machines that they wanted. Researchers and security experts didn't catch on until a month after its inception, but by that time it was already too late. Within less than a day, over 65,000 devices were infected, and at Murray's peak, over 600,000 machines were doing the bidding of 3 college-aged minemen who had no idea what they were doing. At this point though, most people were still oblivious to what was going on, especially since all eyes were on a service called DDoS, which is the type of DDoS tool usually used by those sketchy-fied Minecraft. You know who I mean. No. Anyways, they had gone mostly unnoticed until September 20th, when they made a fatal mistake. Before this point, if they had just kept to Minecraft DDoSing, they would have most likely never got caught. But on that day, everything changed. On September 20th of 2016, for whatever reason, Murray targeted Krebs on Security, one of the biggest internet security websites in history. This put them on the radar of the FBI and researchers across the world, and despite their best efforts to deflect suspicion by making Murray public 10 days later, they were eventually caught in December. What started as an idea by 3 Minecraft players to annoy their competitors and other people they didn't like, turned into one of the largest cyber attacks of all time, affecting Amazon, Comcast, Fox, GitHub, Netflix, PayPal, Pinterest, PlayStation, Reddit, Roblox, SoundCloud, Spotify, Starbucks, Tumblr, Twitter, Verizon, Xbox Live, and so many more. So that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I found a mention of Hoax Squad while doing research for my Hypixel video, and my god did it lead me down a rabbit hole, but hopefully you enjoyed exploring it with me. I tried a very new and different editing style for this video. I'm not exactly comfortable with it just yet, but I thought it would be a nice change of pace compared to the other videos in the series. I think I'm also going to be just sticking with Minecraft Uncovered videos for a while. I just kind of want to take the channel in a new direction. Next episode is going to be a sort of a sequel to this one, related to Minecraft hacking and security. But for now though, this has been MCB, signing off. Keep yourself safe and have a great day.